And I'm going to start it right now.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
I almost missed my hey, but this is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast. This is the one where we take the band that we're doing for the week, and that is Queen this week, and we rank their albums. But we're only going to be doing their first 7 records, so everything they put out in the 70s, from Queen 1 until through jazz. So we're going to go from worst best to the best. But before we do that, we're going to do our 6 Degrees with Tom DeLonge. If you don't know what that is, it's like 6 Degrees with Kevin Bacon, but with Tom DeLonge, relating it back to Queen. So while we're doing this, go to iTunes, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. And if you didn't already know, my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, way out there in the ether, is Jeff. So let's just jump into the 6 Degrees with Tom DeLonge. Jeff was negligent this week and did not do this. So
What an idiot.
I got two, so I'll just run through these real quick.
Wow, you're annoying.
I'm super fucking annoying. So we're going to start from Queen, and we'll get to Tom DeLonge, like I said before. So we're going to start with Adam Lambert. He is the current singer for Queen. He's been with Queen for, I think, the last 6 years or so. And so we start with Adam Lambert, and then we go to the connection there is American Idol and Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson won the very first American Idol, and Adam Lambert was also on won American Idol, I think, like 10 years ago or some shit. So we have that, and then we go from Kelly Clarkson to Josh Freese, because Josh Freese played on 6 of her records. She has like something like 13 records, and he's played on 6 of them. So go from Kelly Clarkson to Josh Freese, who has played with Blink and all that good stuff. So there's our first connection to Tom DeLonge. I couldn't believe he played on 6 of her fucking records.
That's very surprising.
Yeah. He played like on her first 4, and then 2 random ones that like maybe 10 years ago or something like that.
Man, Kelly Clarkson is something else. I dig her. I dig her.
Yeah. She's a fantastic singer. But she doesn't write her own music. I figured that out when I was going through a wiki today. Looking at all the songwriters, she's just one of those artists where she doesn't do that much. And then there's like probably 40 people that play on her record.
Dude,
which is unfortunate.
Since You've Been Gone wasn't written by her, and it was produced by, sexual predator Dr. Luke.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so
you're totally right.
And then it was covered by A Day to Remember years later.
Yeah, but the acoustic version of Since You've Been Gone, that one is
killer,
so good.
Killer.
It is so fantastic. Her voice is perfect on that, and then just mix that with the acoustic.
Yeah,
so good.
Agreed.
So this next one we have here, we start with Brian May, the guitarist for Queen. He played on a song called "Someone to Die For" that was on the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. Also on that album, on that soundtrack, was the band The Lost Prophets. They did a song on there. And former drummer of the band, played very briefly with the band, was Ilan Rubin, who is the current drummer for Angels and Airwaves. So that's how we get from Brian May to Tom DeLonge. Pretty easy peasy stuff.
Yeah, that was really easy.
Yeah, really fucking easy. Once I found that he did a random song on that soundtrack, I'm like, okay, I'm going to easily find a connection there. And sure enough, a direct connection, almost direct connection. So,
yeah, I was going to do a theme. I was going to only use Queen's manager that they hated. I was only going to use him and then do stuff that I fucking totally forgot and dropped the ball. So that's fun.
That's fine. I mean, I guess,
Yeah, good times. That was a good bit.
Yeah, great. I mean, it would have been cool to see those connections, but like I said, you were negligent this week, but that's fine. So then let's start with our rankings. So like I said, we're doing the first 7 Queen records from Queen 1 until Jazz. So all their stuff from the 1970s. So, and we're also going to name our favorite song, if you didn't already know. So what do you got, Jeff, for the worst Queen record from the 70s? Go.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine, and then at the very end, before you do yours, I'm gonna say what yours is.
Okay.
Because I think it'll be funny. So the only Queen record in the 70s that I don't like half of is A Day at the Races, their 5th album, right after A Night at the Opera. Side A of this album is fucking forgettable, man. It is just not. It is lame. It's almost not even good. But side B starts off with Somebody to Love, which is such a
song.
banger. And then the rest of it is damn good. But man, side A is really, it's really bad. It's really boring.
Lackluster.
It's really fucking just stupid. It's chasing the coattails of opera, and it's just pathetic. But anyway, my favorite song from Day at the Races, because I have all their 70s stuff on vinyls.
Crazy.
Because I'm gangster like that, I guess.
Well,
But my
kinda
favorite
lame,
song
but okay.
is Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. Dude, killer vocal performance. And I love how playful May's guitar is with Freddie's vocals. And like, I've always loved this song. It's so lighthearted, and it doesn't really take itself too serious, but man, is that catchy.
So you didn't like any of the songs from side A?
No.
No, not at all. Not even Tie Your Mother Down?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what you got for number 7 is A Day at the Races.
Yeah.
So then what, you want to try to guess what mine is now? Or
I think yours is also A Day at the Races.
you hit the nail on the head, baby. Day at the
Yeah.
Races is their worst record. This is one I probably won't ever go back to except for the 2 hits off of this one, because it was like the B-sides of A Night at the Opera, even though it wasn't, but it sounded like it was. It was just, it was forgettable, minus those 2 songs, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy and Somebody to Love. Oh, and then Tie Your Mother Down, which I knew that song, but I never was a huge fan of it. But yeah, Somebody to Love, dude, I love that song too. But overall, the album, I would never get it on vinyl. Never, ever get it on vinyl. Just not worth it. But yeah, just
Okay.
it's
All
not
right.
that good. It's really, I was kind of dreading the rest of the listen through after this record. I really was. I was pretty disappointed.
Well, what did you have? Like you only had 2 more after this, so.
Yeah, well, that's 2 more that I was very unsure of.
All right.
No, there was no. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's 2. Sorry. But anyway, so what do you got for your number 6?
My number 6 is Queen 2, their second album. This is
Okay.
1974. I didn't think this was like inherently bad. It was honestly, this was just too focused on being extravagant, and the music suffered. It was really up its own ass without any like major hits or melodies to back it up. There were a lot of like really cool parts, like March of the Black Queen, like clearly contained parts that would later be reused and repurposed for Bohemian Rhapsody. So there was, I know it was cool. And this was at a time when Brian May was saying that they were dubbing so much in the studio that the 16-track tape they were using was completely turning like transparent.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I mean that's gonna like quadruple down later on, but that's cool. Like Queen 2 is what they thought. Queen 2 is what they probably thought like A Night at the Opera was going to be. And it just didn't click because there was really nothing there. But I will say the Fairy Feller's Master Stroke from Queen 2, this is top 5 Queen for me.
You think so?
It's a perfect song. It has everything. Everyone's doing a little bit. Everyone really shines. Everyone gets their time to shine and break through to the front. And Mercury's vocals on this, his melody is just absolutely amazing. And it's just like, it's a rad, epic, perfectly condensed into a digestible shorter track. Didn't need to be 8 minutes long, like on one song on our album. And it's good. It's a fantastic prog rock song. And dude, some of Deacon's bass lines are just fucking phenomenal. Fantastic stuff.
Killer stuff. Okay, so what do you think? I mean, I guess what do you think is my number 6?
I think News is your number 6.
News?
Yeah.
News of the world. Well, it's not. It's actually Queen 2. Queen 2 is my.
I swear to God, that was my fucking second guess. I was gonna
yeah,
do
Queen 2. Yeah, it's I will say the first half is much worse than the second half. I mean, my favorite song is Ogre Battle, but the thing that really kind of threw me, the one thing about this record that I didn't really like was how ballad heavy it was. Queen 1 was very much more prog rock and just rock and roll, I guess. But this one was way more ballady, and I don't like ballads. Even when Queen does it, I rarely like it that much. So, yeah, that's pretty much this album. It's forgettable. Really, this album's forgettable. Outside of like the riff in Ogre Battle, which is a really good song, a really good riff. It's just that song in general is just heavier. It's a bit more aggressive. It doesn't really fit with the rest of the record, but it's the best part of it. And for a forgettable record, this is another one I would never buy. Ever buy. So there you go. That's my number 6 is Queen 2. Just not for me.
Do you want to know how much I spent on all 8 of my Queen records?
Probably like $30.
27.
You're an idiot. You're such an ass, dude. Such an ass.
Like this one I picked up earlier because like people said that it's really good, and I was kind of just getting. I bought Jazz first, and I was kind of just getting into it, but. This one I bought second because it was like $6. I was like, okay, everyone says this one's really good. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then I started getting into the better stuff, but whatever. So number 5 for me is News of the World. News of the World, which I think, I guess is going to be your number 5 also.
Okay.
According to my
notes. You don't know that, but
yeah.
Okay.
This is their 6th album, 1977. Dude, this one's not bad. This one's not bad at all. Even the well-played songs. Even the well played out songs, which I don't hear a lot because I don't watch a lot of like movies. I don't know if they still play them in the movies, and I definitely don't listen to any radio whatsoever. So listening to Rock You and Champions, man, those are fun songs, and I don't even care. Like I know I've heard these songs maybe even like more than any other song in history because they're just everywhere in movies and other mainstream media. But I don't even fucking care, man. They are a banger of songs. They are so fun. And then right after it jumps into Sheer Heart Attack, which they've already done the album. But like, dude, that's just a really rad punk rock song.
It is. It's super fast.
Dude, it's fantastic. And News of the World, I don't want to like. I know this is ranked low for me, but this is a pretty banger of an album, and I'm super glad that I picked this up. Actually, this was free. This is one of the bins. But my I don't even know why I throw those out there. I think I have to just throw them out there just to piss you off.
Yeah, pretty much. That's fine though. I'm going to keep the Magma record.
I know. I just thought of that too. I just thought of that.
Keep it up, bud.
That's funny.
Keep it up, bud.
I wouldn't blame you. Actually, no, you already deleted the prices. So once those prices are deleted, it's final, baby.
I have the final say. Actually, I don't even have the record in my hands because it's still at the record store. But
that's the new standard. Once those prices are deleted, it's final. My favorite song is John Deacon's song, Deacon John, Who Needs You. It has this weird like Caribbean influence to it. I never even heard this song, and it's fun and like crazy catchy. And dude, May's acoustic guitar playing is top notch. Like the guy slays at playing the guitar. He's just really, really good. He has such a unique sound, but he can also play a really mean acoustic guitar.
It's true. You're totally right, man.
Respect.
Underrated guitar player for sure. Especially, dude, we'll get more into the dynamics of this band because it's frustrating for sure. So that was your number 5. My number 5. What do you think my number 5 is actually?
So I thought News. So it has to be News.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that really what you think?
Yeah. No, I know.
Fucking guy. Nah, yeah. It's Queen 1. It's their first record.
Wow.
That's my number 5. So this one, this is a good record. This is where I kind of started to like the band, and it's very unfocused, but it has that like it still has like a fun feel to the entire record because you know it's their first record and you know they're kind of playing kind of sloppy and it's all over the place. The only real negative thing I have to say about this one is the drum sounds. It sounds like Roger Taylor is playing on a fucking empty plastic trash bin. Like it's they sound terrible. I couldn't believe how bad it sounds. But other than that, it's a good rock record, and there's some bangers. So like the modern time rock and roll. I mean, this is just a straight up fast rock song, just full of energy. I love that. But then the one that really surprised me is the song "Son and Daughter," because it has so much Black Sabbath influence into it, and it's so kind of like trudges along, kind of that doom metal that Sabbath had started to mess around with at the beginning, and that's those two songs just are fantastic. So this is a good record. Queen One is a really good record. Enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Queen One. Wow.
Queen One, yeah.
A little low, but okay.
So what do you got for number 4?
The album of the week, Opera, Night at the Opera. That's. I mean, it almost lost. Huh? It almost lost to News of the World, to be honest. It did.
Wow.
But yeah, Night at the Opera, number 4. Their 4th album, actually.
That's disappointing. Okay.
I will be disappointed that's in your top 3.
Well, might not be. But so what do you think my number 4 is? What do you think?
So I had your number 4 at actually the album of the week, Opera.
Night at the Opera?
But
well,
that can't happen. I mean, I guess it could happen technically.
Well, yeah, it is not a Night at the Opera. It is actually Sheer Heart Attack. That is my number 4. So this is their third record.
You're fucking surprising me. I'll tell you that
much. So this one I really enjoyed. It had a lot of like very upbeat songs. Overall, it had a lot of variety. It was very focused, had a lot of variety. It did have the ballads, which I was a little bummed about, but everything else made up for it. So you have your fast and upbeat songs, with some of the quirky stuff. I will say though, you're kind of right, because this, I might as well just spoil it for you. My number 3 is A Night at the Opera. So this one kind of is in the same spot as A Night at the Opera. They could easily flip flop. Let's just say that.
Okay.
They could easily flip flop. Both are very good, but they're really on the same level here. My favorite song is my favorite Queen song, and that's Stone Cold Crazy. It's an absolute classic. Like nothing more to say. It's kind of like it almost reminds me of Communication Breakdown from Led Zeppelin. It has that same kind of feel with the palm mutes, the fast palm mutes and stuff like that. It's a banger, and I think I've heard this version just as many times as I've heard the Metallica cover, because the Metallica cover is really cool too. And yeah, it's my favorite Queen song, Stone Cold Crazy from Sheer Heart Attack. That's my number 4. So what do you got for number 3?
Okay. Wow. Sheer Heart Attack is low. I pegged that as your number 1.
Really? Interesting.
I did. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's because you're a little cock. I like this song because Metallica did it. Like I know you. You're
such an idiot. Well, you obviously don't know me.
Oh, I knew half of you because you said my favorite song is the one Metallica does.
Because I've heard that song, because that's a great song. Is it not a good song?
Ugh.
You love Metallica too. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking talk about how you like Saint Anger. Get the hell out of here.
Change the record.
It's zero credibility over here.
It's Lupin.
Zero.
Life of Lupe.
Zero credibility over here. This fucking guy. So what do you got for number 3?
Their debut. Their self-titled. Their first. Queen's Queen. Queen. This is rad. This is not. This is not as polished as any of their stuff after this. But man, there's like it's weird and exciting. Like the song "Doing All Right" shows like them riding around Freddie to kind of showcase his singing, but then they also try and bring like the heat with the fast-paced transitions. And this was an album done by a band who didn't quite yet fully commit to their operatic thematics, like that sound, and they tried to be really prog, but then they really tried to like utilize Freddie's voice and work around it. It was a work in progress, and it was very choppy. It could have used probably like 6 more months in the studio, but because of that, I think there's a lot of charm to it. And Queen can, oh man, especially like into the 80s, Queen can be up their ass so fucking far that they can't even get out anymore. And this is like this is the beginning of that, and I think it's really cool. I think it's fun to see a band. For whatever it's worth, like it sounds like they struggled for this one. They struggled to write songs that were really, really good, because they didn't know where they were at the time. This is the debut album. Like, this is their first album, and they weren't even a band for that long before this. So given all of that, this is pretty damn good. But even without all that, like, this is still a really fucking good album, and it's like really hard rock, and it slays. Fucking slays. And my favorite song was the Roger Taylor written one, Modern Times Rock and Roll. Dude, this is fucking early, like, speed metal. It's, I mean, it's not like what we know as like good metal stuff, but dude, it's damn fun. And it's maybe even like the very last time that the band truly had fun playing a cheap jam. Damn, dude.
It's a good song. It is a banger.
Queen's Queen is just, it's a fucking banger. It is so damn good. I bought this one for $5. Like fucking Grace Records.
I get it for $5. I get it for $5.
I would hope you buy any Queen for $5.
No, I wouldn't get Day at the Races. And I wouldn't get Queen too.
For
No.
$5? You're talking for $5?
For $5, no.
I know
No,
you would.
no.
I
wouldn't.
You're putting on the front like you're trying to impress the honeys. I don't know what you're doing, but like you saw Day at the
That's all I
Races
do, baby.
for $5, you'd pick it up. I know you would.
I wouldn't. I'm not stupid.
I know you would.
So that was your number 3. My number 3, like I said, Night at the Opera. We'll get into that on the main episode. So then, what do you got? Or what do you think? Oh, wait, no. So what do you got for number 2? What do you?
I thought your number 3 was going to be Jazz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So far, like the only thing that I'm really far off on is Sheer Heart Attack.
And another album.
And
too,
News. I can't fucking believe. I almost think like you're just putting News so high. Just be like, see, I do like fucking Queen outside of Rock You and Champions. Even though half of your explanation is going to be shitting on those 2 songs, and the other half is going to be why you like the rest of it. So my number 2. My number 2 is Sheer Heart Attack, their third album. This is the dude Queen. So Queen did it first here. Like this is Queen being Queen the first time they ever did it. It's a perfect combination of like their crazy layering and then just really good songwriting. Queen's Queen had like good songwriting but kind of shitty layering. Queen 2 was kind of a lot of layering but shitty songwriting. But Sheer Heart Attack was like a good combination of both of them. This album has all of their best tricks and techniques and still keeps their hard rock edge. There's a pretty diverse array of songs here too, like from the thrashy Stone Cold Crazy to like the polka dance number of Bring Back That Leroy Brown. And it's just a really, really good album. But I don't know, you're fucking stupid because you're trying to like be a tough guy in front of your friends right now. But Killer Queen, like I'm not even going to mention Killer Queen because I'm a tough guy. I love that song. Who's in your room right now? Are there people in your room right now you're trying to impress?
There's like 7 people in this room.
Oh, okay, that's why. That's why. Yeah. So I won't say too much, but Killer Queen, dude, duh. Like hello, Killer Queen, Caviar and Cigarettes. We based our entire fucking musical career off of this song, off a line in this song. It's
even the original name of this podcast was called Caviar and Cigarettes.
That is like our first band name was Caviar. Oh, not really. First. One of the first iterations of our band was Caviar and Cigarettes, and it is a perfect song. And it's the solo. Like I don't even like solos, but I like all of Brian May's solos. It's superb. It's so fun. It's layered over some cool piano lead parts, and it makes it like this weird dueling instrumental solo between the piano and the guitar. It's playful and just perfectly executed.
It's a top 5 song for sure.
Damn.
Definitely top 5 Queen.
Yes. I mean, it fucking better be.
I'd say it's probably Killer Queen is probably my second favorite Queen song. It's good. It's good.
So your top 2 favorite Queen songs are from Sheer Heart Attack?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That makes sense.
And you know what's even crazier? Probably within the top, there's one song in my top 5 that is not on any of the 70s Queen records.
Oh, it's probably Under Pressure because you're a cuck.
No, it's not Under Pressure.
What is it?
I Want to Break Free.
Really?
One of the coolest guitar solos of all time. His guitar tone on that song and that solo, it's like butter. Like it's absolutely perfect. A perfect solo, perfect guitar tone, everything. Oof. I love that song. And just the way that song is just played and Freddie's vocals, that song is amazing. I love that song.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, super weird. I know, but
That album
Fantastic.
fucking sucked, man. The Works, that album was trash.
I almost wanted to listen to that record because I like that song so much, but I didn't have time.
Nah,
Just
you're
did
good.
not couldn't do
Hey,
it.
don't worry about it.
Okay, so then so that was your number two. What do you think my number two is?
I thought your number 2 would be their first, Queen's Queen, because of its sloppiness and its, I guess, DIY approach to their later stuff.
Okay, I mean it's a good guess. It is a good guess, but
But now I guess it would be Jazz.
yeah, jazz is my number two. Their seventh record, last of the 1970s. This one was a lot more fun than I thought because I didn't really like that Mustafa song when you made me listen to it like a month ago. I just couldn't get into it, but the rest of the record makes up for that.
Well,
'Cause
this
that
is
song's
whole
really
record when
cheesy.
you were here.
Did we?
Oh my god.
I really don't remember listening to it.
Oh, and I didn't make you listen to that Mustafa song. I made you listen to a different song. Dead on
Was it?
Time was the other one that made you listen to.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
Because
That's
when you were
right.
here, we played that song, and whatever. It's a
Yeah,
good song, though.
Okay, Mustafa's not. It's not that great of a song.
It's really good.
It's it's a pretty exciting record. I don't. It was really good through and through. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. There's a lot of influences, but not as much as I feel my number one pick is. So I don't know. It's really surprising that you have 7 records later and they make like this solid of a record. And then the song "Don't Stop Me Now" is on it, and "Dead on Time." "Dead on Time" is another one. You know, it's a very fast song, great riff there, some great drum rolls, super catchy chorus. That's a banger. "Dead on Time" and then "Don't Stop Me Now." Those are tied for me, right here, because they're just too good,
Damn.
too damn good. So yeah, jazz is my number two. My number two.
Okay, I'm fucking surprised,
Why?
but I still think you're gonna shit on the 2 songs and then praise the rest of it. So
That's
that's all right.
possible. So what do you got for number one?
Number 1 for me is Jazz. Jazz is I think
Terrible
this is
cover too, by the way.
I love the cover. I love the cover.
You're
The cover
top.
reminds me
Why?
so much of Blue Oyster Cult's second album. It's black and white completely. There's a lot of circular movement and shapes, and then there's a hot pink in there.
Mhm.
And like, dude, I love that shit. The cover alone is killer. I love it. But this is a true overlooked gem. This dude setting the record up with a quirky Mustafa in the beginning,
Mhm.
great, absolutely
It's very
great.
dumb.
But then like carrying that quirkiness throughout most of the album, that's what's truly legendary. Some of Queen's best songs are here. Like "Bicycle Race" is one of those songs that people love so much, but you
Good.
don't even realize how fucking weird it is. You don't realize how bizarre it is, how unique it is, how unlike 1978 it is.
True.
It's just as like weird and prog rock as like a lot of the stuff the big prog bands were doing in the 70s, but it's presented in kind of like a more lighthearted, goofy way, like clearly. But man, it is fucking bizarre. But side B of Jazz is perfect, 100%, hands down. Whatever, with the exception of "Jealousy" on side A, this album is perfect.
Interesting.
absolutely.
Okay.
So my favorite song is "Dead on Time." "Dead on Time" is my favorite. It's actually what inspired me to finally dig deeper into Queen. And I heard it when I was at Nichols, a local record store. They were playing it. I was like, "Oh, this is a cool little fucking like old school punk band. Like, what is this?" I had no idea. I never heard Queen be this cool before. To be fair, I never really heard Queen outside of like the 25 songs that I know.
Yeah.
But
True.
I asked him, I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, this is Queen, dude." And I was like, "Oh, dude, like this is great. Like, how much is this one?" "Oh, it's not for sale." Swear to God, dude. I was like, "How much is it?" "Oh, it's not for sale." Like, why the fuck are you playing it then? Like, "Oh, do you have another copy?"
So annoying.
Like, we might have a new copy over in the Queen section. I go over there. Nope, not there. So okay, like, "Are you sure you don't want to sell this one?" "No, this is my personal copy. I'm not for sale."
Oh, that's so annoying. That's so fucking annoying.
That's just like, that's such bad business. Oh, it's so irritating. I'll never forget that. But whatever. Yeah, man, I picked this one up for like 10. This is the most expensive Queen album I've bought. It was $10.
You're so stupid.
And
So dumb.
I mean, he's got yours. You know, you got a nice copy now too. So don't worry about it. But I don't know, man. Like this album is beyond me. This album is so diverse. And like you said, Don't Stop Me Now is also a very peculiar and weird song, but it's presented in a very traditional way. But if you really break down Don't Stop Me Now, it's fucking weird. It's choppy and bizarre. And it's like Queen did so much before this, and they still released Jazz. And Jazz is not even like one of their popular albums. It's kind of like retroactively been praised by all these little cucks that said it was shitty when it came out. But dude, Jazz is something else, man. Jazz is good. It is good.
I had never heard of this record prior to you buying it. I never knew it existed. Just because I mean, what a dumb name for a record. And then what a dumb cover. Like I would have never ever thought it was Queen. Ever. But it's good. It's solid. It's solid.
I had never heard any of their albums in their entirety prior to collecting records.
Same here. It's always been the greatest hits.
But like, I went through like the iconic Queen's greatest hits 1 and 2 that were released in like the 90s, like 92 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think there's like 17 or 18 songs on the first record, and then the same 17 or 18 on the second record. And I know, so you know, all of the 18 songs on the first record, and then like half of the ones on the second. So to say that we've never listened to a full Queen record that's one thing, but take it with a grain of salt, because we legit know and probably could sing along to most, if not the entirety,
every one of those songs
of like 25 other songs.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I know every word to Bohemian Rhapsody, and not one part of that song repeats itself. You know,
I know.
It's so stupid, but I love it.
I hate that I love this band so much.
Well, okay.
I do.
Okay. So my number one, surprise, is News of the World. Their sixth record.
Surprised.
This one, I was very, very, very surprised myself that I like something this late in the game, and I think it's because overall this album is just it's very different from song to song. I mean, you get the traditional Queen style, but then there's a lot of metal stuff. There's even some thrash on here. There's punk. There's the big anthem rock of "We Will Rock You" and oh my God,
Champions.
We Are the Champions. And then you also have the blues rock, and then you have some bossa nova in there. Like this album is all over the place, but in a really good way. And as much as I don't like anthem rock, I mean the opening songs, I mean they are classics. In the context of this album, it's good. It's a good way to start out the record. But damn, I'm sick of those songs. Outside of this album, I'm sick of those fucking songs. But my favorite song on this one is a Roger Taylor song. It's "Fight from the Inside." This one was actually written, sung, drummed, bass playing, and the rhythm guitar was all by Roger Taylor. He pretty much did everything on this one.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. It reminds me a lot of Led Zeppelin's "Trampled Underfoot." It kind of has that kind of like stompy vibe to it, kind of weird, kind of rhythm going on there. It's an interesting song. I really, really like that one. So that was my favorite one. And I mean, we'll talk about it on the main episode, but I was really surprised at how good the non-Freddie Mercury songs were. They were really good. So so that's my number one.
But you do like listening to this album, you did enjoy "Rock You" and "Champions," right?
Yeah, in the context of the record, yeah.
Like you, I too would never, ever, ever listen to those songs outside of listening to this record, because I can just turn on Mighty Ducks or some shit and fucking listen to them. But listening to them on this record, I thought they were great.
I think so too. Yeah, they're good. They're great songs, but they're also songs that we've heard 10,000. Oh, I just fucking burped, but they're songs we've heard 10,000 times. You know.
But I've never.
Fucking everywhere.
I haven't heard them like this since like I've actually played sports as a kid. I never. Like every time after that, it's always been in like a goofy environment. Like when I was listening to it this week, it was just like, oh, these are really cool songs. And not like I was nostalgic for them in any way, but now I was able to put some distance between like my child self getting pumped up for a game. And now, like, I'm older, I don't need to pump myself up. I'm just like, damn, these are pretty fucking good songs. Like,
Yeah,
these ain't bad.
they really are. They're really good. They are really good songs. Just a shame they've been so overplayed. But so do we have anything else? I mean, we got through them all. So should we just get into the main episode?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so thank you to everyone for listening. Go to iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. Subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. And stay tuned for the main episode because we are getting into A Night at the Opera from Queen. So that's it. That's all.
David Jaffe. Brian May.